You're welcome to the Resourceful Woman Show with Dr. Deborah TIMI-WOOD. This is where we have honest conversations. We as women, we speak the truth to ourselves and tell ourselves how we can, with wisdom, navigate our realities in life with the intent to excel in every sphere of our lives. Today, we'll be talking about something that a lot of times we don't give ourselves the go ahead to say. We've seen it happen, we've seen it play out. Sometimes we wonder, are you sure it's happening? Are you sure it's not happening? But it happens too often for us to ignore. We will discuss why amazing, smart, resourceful women struggle with making smart marital decisions. Why? You see this lady, you just look at her and like, oh my God, this lady's beautiful. She's smart. When it has to do with her job, she's perfect on her feet. She speaks well. She is beautiful. But when you see her relationship and marriage choice, you're like, what happened? Is husband scarce? What's going on? Why does it happen? Why do we see it repeating itself over and over again? And you know what we do when it has to do with the Resourceful Woman Show. We're not here to rehash things that happen. We most importantly look for a headway, look for solution so that it is not repeated. And you know, I don't do the show alone. I do it with you. Because when you call in, share your thoughts with me, it helps us to get the very best. So, now tell me, have you ever experienced or seen a smart, intelligent, beautiful woman who you've seen make painful marital choices? I mean, we've seen the ones that ended up separated, ended up divorced, people who just feel like they've lost relationships, and you wonder why, how did it happen? Well, in doing the show together, you would have to call in. So I'll share the numbers with you where you call and share your thoughts with me. And our number is 090 6000, so 6000 2420. I'll take that again. 090 6000 2420. Alternatively, you can call 080 5455 4123. 080 5455 4123. Because it's very, very important that we look at this woman is educated, she's intelligent, she's successful. How did she end up in such a difficult relationship? I'm sure there's somebody that, as I'm speaking, just comes to your mind. You're like, wow, I know this lady. Someone's trying to reach us. Okay, hello. Did I lose you? Hello. Hello. I think that may have been a wrong number. Right? Or possibly the woman is you. As you're listening to me, you're like, Dr. Dobran, you're describing me. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm successful. I don't know how I ended up this way. How this is my reality. Because people come to me for their solution. You know, someone's still trying to reach us. People come to me when they have issues and I give them the best advice. You know, you have examples of when people have been stuck in their life, you know, relationship, business-wise, different areas of their life. And they would always trust you with advice because they say your advice works. And you wonder, how come that advice doesn't work for you? How come, as smart as you are, you don't know how to make the right choices when it comes to the matters of the heart? Let's start today by me telling you one truth. And that truth means that no matter how smart you are, how intelligent you are, it doesn't protect you from emotional decisions. When it has to do with our love life, our relationship, our marriage, they're usually emotional decisions. So we rarely make marital choices from logic. You know how we see those reels on social media, and someone will say, I'm proposing that we get married. And where do you want to stay? How much do you earn? Oh, we don't do that in reality, do we? We mostly do not do that. You get married to the person that when the person is speaking to you, you feel butterflies in your stomach. You feel your toes coil, your ears tingle, you start smiling rather sheepishly, and logic is fast out of the door. So if you're listening to me and you say, see, Dr. Dobra, you're describing me. I've disappointed myself so many times. I'm even tired. I don't know how, as smart as I am, as intelligent as I am, I make wrong choices. Well, that is because you've not first told yourself the truth. What influences your decision making? So if you tuned in and you're like, yes, I want to know why beautiful, smart, intelligent women make painful marital decisions, the first reason is we do not process our decisions through the lens of logic. Most times, such relationships, such decisions are influenced by emotions. That is why you sit with your friends and say, oh, I'm so in love with him. Oh, I dreamt about him. Oh, whenever I sleep, I think about him. Oh, whenever I hear his voice, I just feel like, oh, I feel this is the one God wants for me. Sometimes you've even made up your mind that that is the person you want to get married to. Then you now pray and literally force God's hand. So that is for the person that will say, see, you don't understand. It was God that told me. We'd have to sit down and ask yourself, was it God that told you or you told God? Remember, the number to call to join the conversation of why smart women, intelligent, beautiful, resourceful women, painfully, regretfully, make marital choices that they should have done better. For you to share your thoughts with us, if you are the person or you know somebody that has experienced that, you can call us on 090 6000 2420. I'll take the number again, 090 6000 2420. Or alternatively, you can call 080 5455 4123. Now, let's talk about what actually influences our decision making. Now, you may be listening to me and you're not married, you're a young lady or even a young guy, because it's actually the same process, whether you're a man or a woman. And you say, I do not want to make mistakes. I want to make sure that I make the right choice even while praying. You must understand what usually influences your decision. One, your emotions. Oh, I love this person. Oh, I like this person. This person is my friend. This person is so handsome. This person is so beautiful. Another thing that influences your decision that you may not know is your upbringing. Yes, our upbringing play a huge role in who we decide to marry. It could be something you've been hearing from your mom since you were a baby. Oh, marry a man that can take care of you. Or if you marry a tall man, your children will be tall. Or if you marry an intelligent man, your children, they have good opportunity in life. Subtle things. Oh, don't marry from this tribe. Oh, you would feel it doesn't have an impact on you, but it's not true. It's literally being tattooed in your mind. And you see yourself working out that script. You're like, you know what? I actually never thought about this. Oh, you did. It was in your subconscious. It was in your subconscious. And something else that influences your decision, your belief about love. What do you believe about love? Some people believe love is transactional. I would love you because of what you can do for me. I would marry you because you can take care of me. I would marry you because of the relationship we have. These are silent, salient conversations that take place in the heads of people, and you wonder why you ended up making that decision of who to marry. It's because of your silent belief about love. Beyond your belief, your fears. I'll tell you one of the ways your fears play out. While growing up, you may have seen some unpalatable marital experiences just play out. And you can look at and say, I don't want to experience that. Or you've seen beautiful marital scenarios and you say, I want to. So either way, you're scared of not achieving that you want, or scared that, oh, what you've seen is what you replicate in your life. So that fear fuels your decision. And should we talk about pressure? Somehow we have this invisible 30 clock. When a lady gets to 30, she feels the world is running out of time. 30 and single? 30 and unmarried? So when she gets to 28, 29, 30 starts looming like this big masquerade. So yes, the fear of getting to 30, 40, 45, 35, 50 also influences women, smart, intelligent, dependable, resourceful women, to make painful marital choices. I hope you have your pen and you have your notebook. You know, last week we decided that we should all have our notebooks that's written The Resourceful Woman Show with Dr. TIMI-WOOD. So that for every time we're having the show, you are learning and you're just having a transformation of your mindset. Now, the last thing I'll share with you regarding things that influence your decision in who you marry, that you may most time look at it as painful, and you look at it that you really didn't look at it through the lens of logic, are past experiences. Some people would never embrace love that comes to them if it's any way linked or looks like any past experience they've had. So that is why you see people boldly say, I can't marry from so tribe. You don't know the people there. People make sweeping statements like that. All men do this. All women do this. And when you believe that false narrative, it now affects you. At this point, you might just be having a light bulb moment. You're like, oh my God, this is true. Oh my God, I want to share my thoughts. You can send us a WhatsApp message if you'd like to share your thoughts. You could call 090-6000-2420. Or you call 080-5455-4123. And I've just told you factors that influence people's decision making when it has to do with making marital choices. What do you think is responsible for how you see people that are smart, super intelligent, make certain choices that will shock you? Hello? Did we lose the person? You know, so you're like, I'm really shocked. That woman is so academically brilliant. And she even has money. That's one of the things people usually say. She has money. Being financially intelligent does not immune you to making mistakes when it has to do with your love experience. And you must understand that that doesn't make you weak. It is not, as smart as I am, see how weak I am emotionally. No. What it means is that it makes you human. It makes you human. So you may be thinking, okay, Dr. TIMI-WOOD, now we know what's influenced me or influenced other ladies to make this mistake. What do we do? Because the idea of this show is not to highlight something that is wrong, but to ensure that it does not reoccur. to put a stop to it. It would be beautiful that I would meet somebody and you're like, you know what, I listened to the Resourceful Woman show and my God, it was about making a painful marital decision. And when I listened, I knew the right thing to do. That would be amazing. One of the things you should do is that no matter how emotional you feel about the relationship, please do not delete your logic cap. Always look at things through the lens of logic. The things that your body gives you signal that this isn't so nice, this isn't so perfect, this doesn't sit well. Investigate it. Most times when our body gives us signal, we're so head over heel in love that we don't take time, we don't pause to look at it to say, is this a red flag? Is this something I can, live with for the rest of my life? Or is this something that 20, 15, 16, 10, 5 years after, I was like, oh, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, what did I get myself into? A lot of times, people would say, oh, people changed. But if we're honest ourselves, people don't change as much as we say people change. The fact is, while they were being, showing us their real self, people would say, showing us their true color. We're so busy being emotional that red actually looked like green. Another thing to do to ensure that you don't make painful marital choices is please do not fall for the pressure to marry. Now I'm speaking to the ladies within the border of 30, 35, 40, 45. There is no thing as a perfect time to marry. There's no such thing as that. It is something made up with the human calendar. Age, societal pressure, family should never be a reason to marry. I feel like you should repeat that. Your age, societal pressure, family pressure should never ever be a reason to marry. For you to just urgently marry. Those people like, oh, I met my husband just 2 weeks and we got married. Really? A lot of times when they say this thing on social media, it just becomes one hype or one standard, like, oh, you're so lucky. Really? The things people call luck is even crazy. And you meet those people 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, and you ask them, oh, where's your fairy tale? The fairy tale is almost turning to a nightmare. You must ensure that your decision-making process is vetted. Give yourself the gift of time. Time is such a wonderful gift. And it's interesting that we're not custodians of time. We don't have time. But for as much as you can, give yourself the gift of time. Now, share a third factor you should look at, and that's the fact that you should actually understand what love truly means. A lot of us misunderstand love, especially as women, and that is why this Resourceful Woman show is super, super important for every woman, married or single. I've had people tell me, oh, you have a show for just married women. What about single ladies? See, this show is for everybody. Whether you're a man, you get value from it. A woman, you get value from it. Parents, teenager, it would offer you value. Understand what love means. Because a lot of time, some women misunderstand what love is. Some people assume endurance is love. Endurance is not love. So that is why people like, oh, I endured so much. I endured, that shows that I love him. No, endurance is actually not love. When you sacrifice without limits, you sacrifice as though you want to sacrifice yourself. That is not love. Because for you to love, you must be able to love yourself. It's impossible to love someone else when you've not even taught yourself how to love yourself. You don't appreciate yourself. You're struggling with identity crisis and you're so focused on loving somebody else. Begin by loving yourself. Because if you don't do the inner work of loving yourself, you see yourself misunderstanding what love is and you would sacrifice without limit. And someone will say love means to manage. I want to say Yakubu, manage. Not necessarily. Because if you stay in the loop of managing, enduring, sacrificing without limits, you see that you never get to the point where you truly enjoy love. Love would now be a painful experience filled with emotional scars. That's not love. That's off ahead you've just carried on your head. That is you curated that love. And one of the, telltale signs that you don't love yourself is when you would misconstrue what love is and you suffer in it. I just feel like saying long suffering. Some people say long suffering is in the Bible, but really, that's not where you carry your hand and go and be suffering. The one nobody sends you. And one way to also actually tell that, you know what, I'm backing on the wrong tree, entering the wrong way, is to look at the early signs. At the beginning, look at it. People cannot consistently, deceive you. You're like, you don't know. You don't know. This person deceived me. He was pretending. She was pretending. People cannot pretend forever. People cannot pretend forever. So look at those telltale signs. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what do you really want in a relationship? What do you really want in a relationship? Because if you're not honest with yourself, any relationship that comes to you, you would up on that bandwagon. You would want to like, oh, love me, choose me, pick me. And when you're looking for somebody to love, it means that anybody can come love you and give you any version of love because you haven't sat down and defined what loving you means to you. The kind of love you want. It means any version of love that is given to you, you will take. Write this down. You need to be able to define what love means to you. When you understand it, you will be able to show somebody how to love you. The way to love you is different from the way to love me. Because my needs are different from your needs. But when you don't understand how you should be loved properly, you will take any version of love and call it love, even when it's a painful version of love. So here's what we'll do before I bid you farewell, is to understand that a resourceful woman does not rush a decision-making process. A resourceful woman observes patterns. You must look out for the patterns. And even though love is very important, we must understand that love is not enough to make a marriage blissful. Love is important, but it is not enough to make a marriage blissful. Because a marriage is essentially a covenant. It is about alignment. It is about character. It is about wisdom. So when you say, I feel butterflies in my stomach, I'm just excited. Oh my God, I sleep, I see you. I wake up, I like the sound of your voice. That is not enough, because if it's only the sound of the voice you like, when you've heard the sound of the voice for 20 years, you now like, this voice is sounding somehow. So, If you've been listening, thank you so much. I hope you've gotten so much value. Send us a message on our WhatsApp channel 090-222-03379. 090-222-03379. Now, you should follow us on social media so you can contact us, get more value. Every week we offer free masterclasses that help you to grow and excel in marriage, money, and motherhood. The handle on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is at Dr. Dobra TIMI-WOOD. At Dr. Dobra TIMI-WOOD, send us a message and we would gladly help you. Next week, we'll be having a sizzling session. Tell everybody you know to ensure that they don't miss it. It's been my utmost pleasure to enrich you today, and I'll see you next week Wednesday by 4:30 p.m. Have an amazing week.